Paranormal activity, we have had every phenomenon you could think of.
This property was involved with a lot of different wars.
The walls of this house were pretty much soaked with blood.
I undoubtedly think there's a portal in this house.
Morgue.
What?
Whoa.
And it was a little kid.
It was a little kid.
I hear you.
Whoa. Oh, who is behind me?
It's like climbing the wall.
Hello?
I just don't feel good.
Leave. Please. All right, Ryan, we are here in Glade Spring, Virginia at the Nickerson Snead House.
I am really excited for this one because on this property, before this house was ever built, there was actually a fort that was used during the Revolutionary War and the French and Indian War. But when Nickerson Snead built this house here, it would become a field hospital during the Civil War, and the basement was used as a temporary morgue to house the bodies of those lost in battle. And they say that the spirits of some of those soldiers may still haunt these halls.
Just a crazy amount of history here.
It is wild, it is beautiful, and it is very historical. And I'm ready to head inside and to hear some of the history and learn some of the history from the people that work here and have had paranormal experiences themselves. So are you ready to go inside, Dave?
More than ready.
Let's head in.
Let's go.
This property was settled in the mid-1700s by Francis Kincannon. He came over from England and he built a fort here. It was called Fort Kincannon or Kincannon's Fort. It was here during the Revolutionary War and the French and Indian War. We're not sure how many structures sat on the property. We know of at least one, which is a 2-room log cabin that still sits in the center of the house. Dr. Nickerson Snead built the house we see today around that 2-room log cabin, and he was a physician during the Civil War, and this was a field hospital.
Oh, wow. This is really cool.
This is incredible. Here we are inside the Nickerson Snead House. This is amazing.
During the period of the Civil War, when it was used as a field hospital, there probably would have been soldiers guarding the house, Confederate soldiers, and then of course you've got Union soldiers that are in the house being treated. I do know that the cellar was used as a morgue during the winter months to hold the bodies, because it was just that you couldn't bury them. The winters here were brutal and the ground was so frozen, so there would have been dead soldiers in the basement. And I was told that during the summer months, there were probably soldiers down there waiting to be seen because it was cooler and it was more comfortable for them down there.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that basement because you think of the energy that is held down there. I mean, the walls of this house in that time were pretty much soaked with blood.
Yeah.
You know, I'm really excited because part of this house was built before the Revolutionary War and was used as a fort. And you can see right here the step on the floor that is raised up. This step would have been the divider. This is the original cabin. This is the original structure, the oldest part. So this part of the house predates the United States of America, and that is incredible.
Yes, it is.
Paranormal activity, we have had everything, every phenomenon you could think of. We've had whistling, we've had touching, we have seen shadow figures, we've seen doppelgangers, we've seen full body apparitions, we have heard disembodied voices, pretty much you name it, and it's here. I guess one of the most memorable paranormal experiences that I've had in the house, I was in the house waiting on an electrician. I came in and went to the back, and I stopped at the door to the dining room. I was kind of trying to decide, do I want to go in the basement, go ahead and turn the breaker on, or do I want to go in the office? And while I was standing there trying to decide what I want to do, there was this huge crash in the room above my head, and it shook the house. It almost sounded like a dresser or a piece of furniture had been toppled over upstairs. Nothing was out of place, and no one was in the house, and we couldn't find any reason for the crash.
And only adding to the energy of this room, they've actually told us that they have used this as the seance room. And they'll sit at this table and perform seances because there's something very interesting about the house. They believe all of that death, all of that tragedy that this house saw may have invited more spirits in than just those that died here.
I undoubtedly think there's a portal in this house. I think it does have to do with the soldiers that died, the battles that were close. Route 11, which is in front of the house, was a trade route for the Native Americans. The house sits on limestone foundation. You know, there's water at the foot of the hill. We think there are ley lines between the back of the house and the interstate. And of course, there's crossroads. So, I mean, it's a whole plethora of things that I think in my mind would cause a portal. Not to mention that the Mason family that lived here for almost 100 years after the Sneads, they had great loss too. They lost 2 children. It was Josephine and Douglas Mason. When the Mason family lived here, they had a son, Douglas Mason, and I think he was 8 years old. Apparently he was a little mischievous, and he was at the horse stables, and I found out just recently that he was not supposed to be at the horse stables, and he was behind the horse, startled it, and it kicked him in the head, and while he was waiting on a physician, he died, and he actually laid on a couch right here at the foot of the steps, and that's where he died. So then Josephine Mason was 10 or 12, and she had a succession of illnesses. She had measles, mumps, and then diphtheria, and her little body just couldn't take it. She died from the diphtheria. They are huge tricksters. They love to steal things, tiny things, and the kids like to mess with you a lot.
After the death of Douglas Mason and his sister, even in this house, they believe there's a lot of unexplained activity attributed to the children. Not just down here on this level, but especially upstairs. And there's also, they believe, the spirits of the Sneads, Betsy and Nickerson Snead, still in their living space up there, still in his office. And from what I've heard, stirring up Nickerson Snead really sets activity loose, paranormal activity loose in this house. So let's head up there.
If you want things stirred up, you probably want to try to connect with Dr. Snead. And there is a rumor, it has not been proven, we cannot find any documentation, but there was a story that he had a slave that died. The story was he either died in the fields from just heat exhaustion, old age, who knows, or Dr. Snead killed him. At that time, you could not have dead bodies to study. Unless you bought bodies from grave robbers. So since this poor man was his property, he used his body as a skeleton in his office. He took the body apart, he boiled the flesh off, he reassembled the bones and kept it in his office. And apparently, the story goes that these children, when they were seen, they would steal little bones, like a toe or a part of a finger. And he became so upset one day that he just took the skeleton and just dug a hole and threw it in it. So we don't know if that's true or not, but that may be a trigger to get some activity or get some responses from Dr. Snead.
Let's check it out. Wow. I don't know how to explain it really. It's kind of just like wherever we go while we're in here, it's like we're being followed and like somebody's watching us kind of from around the corners.
And there was a story that Rhonda had told us that I think we should really tap into, because if it is true, if there was a slave that died on the property of mysterious circumstances and was kept up here, not given a proper burial, but kept on this land, and that was a secret that Dr. Snead did not want to get out, then that may stir up some some activity. It may stir up a response from him. He may answer and tell us whether it's true or not. Well, with that, I think there's only one more spot for us to actually go and see. One more spot that we haven't been. Let's go see the basement for the first time.
Let's do it.
Okay, a doppelganger is, it looks like someone else. It's not who you think it is. It's when I first bought the house, and my sister, my kids, her kids, some of their friends, and her husband, we were all going to just stay all night and just hang out and see what's going on. So we're in this front room. So then I hear her moving around. So I roll over, and I don't understand what she's doing because she's looking down at a table, and then she turns around and looks at each kid individually. Oh, this is really weird. So the next morning, I tell her about it, and she said, that wasn't me. It mimics voices too. We were putting Halloween stuff away one year after the haunted house, and there was faux fencing in the front and in the back. And I was getting the fencing from the back, and she said, I need to run in and use the bathroom. I'll meet you back outside. And I said, okay, I'm gonna finish getting this fencing. She goes out the front porch, and I'm not there, so she comes back in the house and she's yelling, Rhonda, where you at? Where are you? And then I yell back, I'm in here. I thought you knew where I was. And she said, no, where are you? And then I don't answer again. So she's walking through the house, and she sees me out the window in the backyard still carrying fencing. And yeah, it wasn't me.
Into the basement we go.
Here we go.
It's a little unsettling, knowing that it's mimicking my voice, and then it is making me, it's making itself look like her. It's kind of unsettling.
All right.
It's interesting because this basement is not very large, but to think that they would have had bodies just stacked along the walls of this room, just absolutely piled on top of one another as they were dying until the ground would thaw in the spring so that they could be buried, is a very intimidating and very creepy thing to think about. And who knows how many of those souls, how many of those soldiers are still here. The contrast is, in the wintertime it was used as a morgue, but they said in the summertime there would be soldiers waiting to be seen down here. And yeah, to think that this would be where they would be waiting to find out whether Dr. Snead was going to be able to save their life or not is just very creepy.
It is.
That energy left behind, the energy soaked into this limestone. It's believed limestone can store that energy. And that could be why the Nickerson Snead House is considered to be so active.
It could be, there's a lot of emotion, probably the most emotion in this basement here, because like you said, this was the modern day waiting room, that we have now. This is what they had, and they didn't know if they were going to be able to go home to their families or if this was their last stop in this house right here. And just a lot of emotion right in here.
And with that, this is the last stop, the last part of the house that we've not seen. Ironically, also probably the last stop for many of the soldiers that came here for medical attention. But it's a very promising location, and I'm really excited to set up the equipment, set up the cameras, and to see what paranormal activity we can capture in the Nickerson Snead House here tonight. I think it's time for abandonment. What do you think?
I would agree. Let's head back upstairs and get it set up.
All right, we are getting ready to leave for abandonment here at the Nickerson Snead House. We are going to leave for 1 hour. Cameras are set up in 4 different parts of the house that are believed to be the most active. We're gonna see what happens when this house is completely empty. We have equipment and cameras set up throughout. We have 1 camera here in what they call the seance room, but this is also the room that was a part of the original structure, the fort that was used during not only the Revolutionary War, but the French and Indian War as well. There is a camera right out in the main hallway, right at the bottom of the stairs. It's covering this hallway over here to my right, as well as the stairs leading up. On the second floor, in the red room, Nickerson Snead's office, there is a camera rolling in that room. We have the plasma ball, and what that does is it puts out a lot of static energy. We don't have any static detection devices like REM pods in that room because it will set them off. But what we do have is an EDI plus meter, and we have the paranormal music box set up, pointed through the doorway. We also have a camera in the basement pointing right into the room that they used as a temporary morgue for the soldiers that would die while they were receiving medical treatment in this house. We're gonna see what happens. Are you ready to leave the house for an hour and see what these cameras pick up?
I'm more than ready.
Let's do it. Let's head out.
Let's do it. Fist bump it. Let's go.
That was hard to do in the dark. And it is dark in here. We're back.
Hold on. I thought I heard the music box. Go up there to that one first and see if anything is going down. Okay, I'm gonna cut this.
Did you just say something?
No, but I did hear that.
That was really weird.
It was.
That was a man's voice.
Yeah, that was very weird.
Did you just say something?
Are you ready to begin the investigation of the Nickerson Snead House?
I am. We already have the action cam and the thermal imaging camera rolling up there on that second floor. And when we got back from Abandonment, I swear I heard a man's voice. So we'll see what happens when we get up here. Maybe that was Nickerson Snead himself. Maybe we can try and make contact with him.
Maybe. Let's go try.
Let's do it. Weird feeling in here.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there is.
Do you want to start in the red room?
Yeah.
Set up some stuff in there. I know we had Abandonment set up in there, but we have this hallway area covered out here. There's nothing in the red room right now, so let's head in there.
Passing through. Dr. Snead, are you here?
I hear you.
Whoa.
If you can hear us, Dr. Snead, my name is Ryan and this is Dave, and we got some lights that are all over the place. Things that you can touch, things that you can light up when you get close to them. The lights will turn on when you get as close as you can to these boxes. Can you do that to show us you're here? We'd love to learn in your story, to learn about you.
Morning.
Like mourning is not like mourning. It's like mourning as in mourning a death.
Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting.
Are you in mourning, Dr. Snead? We thought we heard your voice or someone's voice when we got back here to the house this evening.
Follow me.
Which way should we go? Can you light up something to know which way to go? There's a bright red light on the floor here. Can you try and touch that?
Are any of the soldiers that fought for the Confederacy here? Any rebels? Are there any Union soldiers here? Anyone who fought for the United States of America?
We really would love for somebody to come out and talk to us, please.
So we're going to use the Ghost Tube Vox, and it is a program designed by our friends Amy and Jared from Amy's Crypt, and it uses the magnetometer to pick up on fluctuations in magnetic fields, and then it will select how to sweep the spirit box from those fluctuations. If we happen to hear a voice come through that answers our questions that's relevant, a relevant response could be a response from someone here in the house. I just need just 1 second here.
You good? Did it say sit down?
I don't know. I just don't feel good. Like I don't know if it's the heat or what. I feel lightheaded. I feel like I'm
Patient.
Dr. Snead, Ryan is not feeling well. Throat? Dr. Snead, can you hurry?
I didn't say anything before I sat down. What the f?
Dr. Snead, is this you? If you're just now getting here and you can just now hear us, my name is Dave and this is Ryan. Can you come and help? Say why?
Okay, I'll stand up. I guess. I'm gonna get up now.
You need to go outside for a minute?
Maybe, I don't know. Let me just step down here for a second. I'm gonna step down to the bottom of the stairs.
He was killed.
Whoa.
What?
Could you tell?
It sounded like it said he was killed, and then that second voice sounded like it said take your time.
He was killed.
Whoa.
What?
Could you tell?
All right, Dr. Snead, I'm the only one up here. Would you come and talk to me, please? Remember that glowing red light here in the hallway? Can you try and touch that and let me know that you're here? I'll walk down here and give you a little room. What was that? What did you say? We heard the spirit. Some of the spirits of the Mason family and the Snead family are here. Is that true?
And we are?
We are? Who was that? Can you please tell me your name? Oh, that was creepy. Is this the doctor?
What was there?
I say almost there.
Either that or what was there.
Whoa.
What?
Felt like something just sat down on this couch with me, like the couch moved.
Really?
Yeah.
It's me.
I thought it either said that or Snead.
Oh, maybe it did.
I thought, to me it sounded like it said Snead, which would be really creepy.
Did someone just sit next to Ryan there? That's so weird.
And I don't know why I'm feeling so weird. If you're near me, I'm gonna have to ask you to back away from me, please.
Ooh.
What'd you hear?
There was just a weird, like, little chuckle or something as you were saying that.
I thought coming down here would make me feel better, but I still feel like I'm gonna pass out.
That's so weird.
Interesting.
Whoa.
It said interesting.
Yeah,
And it was a little kid.
there was a little kid. What was her name?
I can't remember what her first name was.
Little girl, what was your name? That was very clearly a little girl.
Okay. I'm gonna try and come back up.
Okay. Ryan's coming back up.
Okay. I'm gonna head back up these stairs and see if I can make it.
Appearances.
The parents.
Why don't you sit down?
I don't know what happened there. I just almost fell. It's like I just all of a sudden got like so dizzy.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, blindfold is going on. All right, I'm ready, Dave.
Okay.
I'll wait until the lights are out to put the headphones on.
Okay.
If anyone's down here with me, my name is Ryan. I'm going to be listening to this box right here. And if you're here, you can use it to speak. Any soldiers, any Civil War soldiers, Dave's going to ask the questions. And if you can hear him, try and answer his questions by talking to me. Headphones going on.
All right, guys, we're getting ready to start the Estus session. Ryan is going to be downstairs in the basement, and I'm going to be up here on this level. Just, we're kind of split up a little bit. We don't know how to get those lights off in there, so. Okay, so I'm going to be asking the spirits of this house, if there are any here. I'm going to be asking you some questions. And my friend Ryan is downstairs. He has a device that you can talk to him through.
Ooh, it sounded like the same man's voice came through twice, but it sounded like the second word was asshole.
Okay, well, I think we're trying to be pretty friendly. Nobody's trying to be rude.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah? I thought he just said, hey, Dave. Yes, my name is Dave. What is your name? Is your name Dave too?
Who's he? This is one of those responses that I wish I would have heard in real time. But that's exactly why we record the spirit box for you to hear and review. In the basement morgue of this Civil War field hospital, it sounds like a man is calling out to President Lincoln.
I'm standing in the old cabin right now. Are there any soldiers here?
10.
10. Are you a soldier who lost your life here? Are the Mason children here? Go tell Ryan.
I thought I heard the number 10 again, but a man's voice said something else that I couldn't quite make out.
Is that how old you were when you passed away?
That was me.
What happened to you? Please tell me what happened.
In the ground. Lie.
Are you buried on the property here? Did Dr. Snead kill you?
Another man's voice couldn't make it out.
I don't know if that was Ryan talking to himself or not.
Right hand.
I have my camera in my right hand.
And then something about his back.
Dr. Snead, if you're here, I want you to communicate with me through Ryan down there. Did you kill a man and keep his skeleton here?
Back. And then something about a war, I thought, was right before that.
This property was involved with a lot of different wars.
Home.
How old were you when you passed away? Can you tell me that? I know one of the children got kicked by a horse.
Mom? Stay with me?
Can you remind me what year it is?
Woman's voice there. I couldn't make it out, though. Very distant.
Did you pass away right here at the bottom of these stairs? Waiting on the doctor? I heard you passed away and died right here. If that's true, can you light that thing up right there? All you have to do is try and touch it.
Incredible.
Incredible. I'll walk away and give you some space. Maybe you'll feel comfortable doing that for me now. Go ahead.
Couldn't leave.
When this was a fort, did you pass away here? Or did you live here or build this place?
Done.
Is your spirit still here?
Going to die?
We're all going to die at some point, aren't we? That's just the way this game works.
Homesick?
Homesick. Do you miss your... I mean, obviously you miss your home. Were you in the war?
Awful.
Who is homesick? What is your name?
I took the headphones off for a second. That was very weird. All the voices just stopped.
Yeah?
Yeah.
This Estus session has been very unique. It's not like a direct conversation, but rather like I've been eavesdropping on moments of this house's history. Which makes sense. Down in this basement, I'm surrounded by limestone on all sides. And limestone is known to absorb energy and amplify residual paranormal activity. So we start to wonder if Dave would have the same experience if he was placed down here alone.
Oh, the cat ball's going off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The one in front of the chair?
Behind.
Oh, damn.
And it stopped as soon as I came down.
That's very interesting.
Yeah,
We're getting
it is.
resituated here. And as Dave is heading down to listen to the spirit box, he's getting situated down there. He walked to the bottom of the stairs, and that cat ball was flashing.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Lights off in the basement. All right, now, if there's anyone here with me, my name is Ryan. I was listening down there to that box that you were talking through. But Dave is listening now.
Hi.
Hello.
Male voice.
It's very nice to meet you. My name's Ryan. Can you tell me your name?
It's me.
That doesn't help me too much. Who is me? If there's anyone in the house, Dave is down below our feet.
Run.
Why? Why would I run? Is there someone here who means to hurt me?
Ground.
Ground again. I heard ground. Are you buried here on the property?
I am not alone down here.
Tell Dave, are you buried here on the property?
Male voice, I couldn't make it out.
Were you a slave here? Was this place turned into a doorway? A portal for anyone to come through?
Behind.
Are you behind me? Are you behind me right now?
Leave. Please.
Why do you want us to leave?
Female.
Is this Mrs. Snead? Betsy? Is there something wrong with this place?
Morgue.
What? Yes. That basement down there was used as a morgue. Was your body stored down there in the morgue?
Oh, who is behind me?
Speak to him, please. Get close to him, as close as you can, and try and use your voice through that box.
Taking the headphones off.
Okay.
So we're going to be walking through the house here using the SLS camera, which is a structured light sensor set up here. It searches for human type figures, and if it sees something there, it'll try and map it out, whether it be a human or what we think it works with spirits as well. So we're going to walk through the house here and see if we can pick anything up tonight. You want to start through here?
Yeah.
If there's anybody in here with us, could you step in front of me so I can take your picture?
Brick wall.
I thought that was the doorway.
Where's the why is it just blue?
I was like, wow, it must be Something really big standing there.
I know the thing that Dave is holding looks very weird, but it's not going to hurt you. What it does is it just allows us to get your portrait. If you stand right in front of it, close to Dave, we should be able to see you. At least that's how we think it works.
Let's circle through the front room here.
Okay.
I thought I just heard something here behind me. That really did sound like movement on the floor back here. I thought I just heard something here behind me. I thought I just heard something here behind me.
Hello? You can shut that door if you'd like to play a prank on us.
If you're in here with me, can you stand in front of me so I can take your picture? Are any of the Mason or Snead families here? Doctor, are you in here?
Into the red room.
Doctor, are you in your office? So far, nothing.
Yeah. Very quiet.
Mm-hmm. Are there any soldiers in here? Well,
Something, Matt?
mm-hmm.
What is it doing? Huh, it's like on the bed.
Oh,
What is that?
I don't know.
It's like climbing the wall.
Hello? They're both gone.
Yeah. Standing here at the top of the stairs, there was a couple of weird figures that popped up right here, but, you know, until we review the evidence, we're not really going to have any idea what we actually captured.
Right.
So they know what we caught, but we don't.
I'm anxious to see what we got on Abandonment. Go back through all of that.
And on the audio that we recorded,
Yeah.
it really is an interesting house with a lot of history. And just being here, aside from any evidence that we may have captured, just being here in this house was fascinating. It was very cool.
Yeah.
And if anyone out there watching wants to visit the Nickerson Snead House in Glade Spring, Virginia, we would highly recommend it. This place is fascinating, and it is beautiful, and it is worth visiting.
Absolutely.
So if you would like to book an investigation here at the Nickerson Snead House, you just message us on Facebook, send us a personal message on the Nickerson Snead House Facebook page, and we will get back in contact with you. We'll either PM you or call you, however you want to do it, and we'll set it up that way. And the link is down below, and we would love to have you come visit.
We want to thank all of you for watching all the way to the end of this video. It helps us more than you know. And if you want to help us out some more, hit that like button and share the video with your friends and family. That's all the support that we ask for and need. But if you'd like to support us more, keep us on the road to filming new episodes and new content, you can go over and become a Patreon supporter or become a member of our YouTube channel. And remember, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel because we want you to be a part of the Paranormal Quest family, and we would love to bring you along for the ride on our journey, on our quest to find the most haunted locations in the world. You're not going to want to miss it. But until next time, guys, stay safe, happy hunting, and we will see you on the next episode of our Paranormal Quest.